I'm going to stop doing that. Okay, we'll do our meditation. Okay. All right. Settle in. You have a candle, make sure it's lit. Closing your eyes. And just, taking some deep breaths. We're right here, right now. Breathing in nice, long, slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, and big sigh out through your mouth. Letting everything go, bringing your awareness in, bringing your awareness into your heart, noticing how your body's feeling, and just make sure you adjust yourself so you're comfortable. Breathing deeply. Coming into your center. When you're ready, come back to your normal breathing pattern. Feeling into your heart space. Just dropping into that beautiful sacred space in your heart. Bring that point of consciousness, see it as a point of light. Bring it right into the center of your heart. With full intention to connect with your deep wisdom, with your soul, with your higher self. This is where we are, right here, right now. I want you to imagine yourself standing in a beautiful place in nature. As you bring your focus into your heart even more, coming in deeper, dropping in deeper, feeling into your body, the energy that is moving within your body. Notice how your body is functioning all by itself. Your breath is moving. Your blood is flowing. Every part, every organ is doing its thing. It's functioning without you telling it what to do. It is alive. It is a whole universe working within you. It is vibrant life force energy, just moving, functioning, doing its work. There's so much energy there, moving around. Bring your awareness back to your heart space, the connection to the soul, connection to this life force energy that is always flowing through you. And also the gateway to opening up the more of this life force energy, more of your soul, of your higher self, your wisdom, and see yourself connecting, opening up that channel even more from the universe, the heart of the universe, source. See that flow, see it open, see a clear channel coming down into your heart. Allow that love, the pure essence, grace, come in to support your body. See it coming in as beautiful golden orbs, light filaments. See it flowing in. See it flowing through every part of your body, all the cells and tissues and bones, supporting the healing, supporting the clearing of energy as you do your work, as you deepen your connection, and see it all around you, moving around you, flowing, caressing. You are fully supported, always. Now, as you stay open to all of this, it will just flow in, just like your body functions without you having to tell it what to do. This energy will keep flowing in and all around you. And your only job is to release resistance. So standing in a beautiful place in nature, feet on the earth. Here we connect to the earth. Imagine that you're standing somewhere that has so many beautiful flowers, vegetation, trees. Feel your feet connected to the earth. Feel that life force energy of the earth, the Mother Earth, flowing up into you and also into every plant, every flower. And as you're standing here, vision all the insects buzzing around, bees, butterflies, dragonflies, all the little organisms in the earth, and all the small organisms like frogs. And keep these ecosystems balanced. And notice how this is energy. This is life force energy. And all of this is happening around you without you having to control it, without you having to do anything. The whole world of these small plant spirits, insects. And as you stand there, feel that energy all around you. See it as light energy. What do you see? breathe here for a minute and just observe. Notice how all of this is happening without your needing to interfere, with you just being here. Do anything, just send love, gratitude, appreciation out to all of these little organisms, these little life forces that help sustain life on the earth, that help us continue to be able to be here. As we breathe out oxygen or breathe out carbon dioxide, the trees, plants breathe it in, and they breathe out oxygen, and we breathe it in. This beautiful dance that is happening naturally. Visualize the different spirits of the plants and flowers. What would they look like? And so much appreciation. Walk through this beautiful sanctuary a little bit. Investigate it, explore, feel the energy. There's so much life force energy. And all we need to do is just commune with it. Notice what you see, what colors, which plants stand out for you, which little creatures, insects stand out for you. When you're ready, come on back to where you began. Taking in some nice, long, deep breaths with so much gratitude and appreciation for this world that we take for granted. Begin to move your body a little bit. Feel yourself coming back to this space. Stretch, and when you're ready, open your eyes. All right. We called the creatures in. Karen's cat. Uh, so this month is very much about connecting with the plants, the crystal realm, being aware of plant spirits. I have added into that module, I believe it's in the one I sent you guys about with all the plants, the different okay, perfect. And the different plants that will help us. And I think Carrie's our expert here on some of this. Um, but also, no, go ahead.
Sometimes I'm an expert, sometimes I know nothing.
Well, it's so easy to forget all of this too. Like I had said to you, Carrie, I hadn't actually remembered to burn lavender. Like, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we throw it in our wood stove, right? The old, right?" It's like, "Oh, yeah." And even I don't know if it's in here, but mugwort, I think, is another good one, right? And I do have a sage stick that is sage and mugwort, and I use it when I'm doing ritual or cleansing out old, like when I was working on the old family patterns that we're trying to release, I was using that. Doesn't smell as nice as sage, but yeah. And rosemary, lavender, sandalwood, nag champa is my favorite incense, right? Cedar, cedar oil too, another really good cleansing method is using Epsom salts or sea salts in your bath with a few drops of cedar oil, making it as hot as you can stand it. Stay in there as long as you can, and then come out and make sure you rinse your bathtub really well. You don't want any animals licking the water at all. It helps release toxins out of the body. So that's another, your cedar bath. Sacred cedar bath. So there's a lot in here of all the different ones. I'm not going to read through all of them because you guys can read through them. And getting there. I wanted to also talk about the crystals, because I really loved that information from the Crystals and Sacred Sites by Judy Hall, that book that I said I was reading, where she talks about, we don't really think about the landscape around us when we're purchasing a house or choosing where to live, the geology of where it sits. Now, that's not always something we can find out, but it's certainly something to keep in mind. It's like, what is your house built on? What are the rocks underneath your home, and what is your house made of? And perhaps that's why a lot of us are so drawn to a natural, like a log home or something. It's like, I just want to go live in the forest in a little log home. That's all I want. It's probably because we feel that natural space, right? But the sacred sites around the world, like I know that up here in the mountains, um, the lakes that are the sacred sites, Canmore, Banff, and my gosh, my mind is blank here. What's the beautiful lake up by
Lake
Sorry?
Lake Louise.
Thank you, Lake Louise. I don't know why. I'm like
Blew
2 hours
away.
away from it. Lake Louise is a beautiful sacred site, uh, uh, chakra point, they say, on the earth. And it has amethyst crystals beneath it. And so people were drawn to that beautiful place, not just because of it being beautiful, but because the energy there has got this beautiful resonating crystals underneath it. And so in that book that I mentioned, Crystals and Sacred Sites by Judy Hall, it's an old book. but you can still get it if you so choose. It has several different sites around the world, and she talks about the geology underneath and how you know, how our ancestors just knew those were sacred sites, where the stone circles are in England. And these are all beautiful. Sedona, like it's the energy coming from the earth, right? And to then remember that crystals are so incredibly powerful. The book is called, I'll show it to you, Crystals. It's called Crystals and Sacred Sites by Judy Hall. Yeah. And so putting crystals, different crystals around our home, in our room, surrounding yourself with it, and even like holding them, right? They do resonate within us. And what they do is they help us come into our natural resonance. They help us clear the muddiness a little bit, right? So they do. And how everybody has kids that love crystals. Like kids know, they are just automatically drawn to it, right? It's so cool the way they just come, like even my grandkids, it's like they're always trying to take them home with them. Can I have this one, Grandma? No, not that one, but you can have this one. So, yeah. So reminding yourself, refreshing that in your house, especially with this being, we're coming into spring and summer, and just refresh these things, cleanse them. If you already have crystals around your house, maybe it's time to cleanse them, to put them under the moonlight when we come up to our full moon on the 23rd. Or just take your sage, cleanse them, revive that energy, and send your love and appreciation into those crystals, because they really do have their own life force, right? So, but what I wanted to talk to you about is that plant spirit realm. And it's cool, Carrie, that you actually connected with the blue sprite this weekend, because plant spirits are very, very elusive, and not very many people connect with them or see them or have an experience with them. So if you have had an experience with plant spirits, that is a beautiful gift, because most people just don't slow down enough to spend the time. And you know that phrase, stop and smell the roses. That's it. If we stop and we sit and commune in these spaces, we commune with the trees, but to commune with the spirits in our gardens is a beautiful process. To talk to them as we're gardening. You may never have an experience with them. It doesn't mean they're not there. And there's a lot of people too that get information, like when the people that are able to connect with plant spirits and receive the information of how that plant helps us, how it helps us heal, that's just like very sacred. And I love it. I just love it because it is just a reminder to slow down, to slow down. Does anybody have anything they want to add to that? I'm not going to read through all of this just because of time, but yes, Carrie, please do.
One, we've a lot of grief. We've talked about there being a lot of grief, and on your herb list, add rose and hawthorn. Used as a tincture for the heart chakra. You of course can burn them too, but like I just take the rose petals and sprinkle them about my altars and such. And that's really helpful for the grief as well as just healing the heart in general. And there was one other thing, something about crystals, but I'll think of it.
Oh, Hawthorne, yes. I actually watched there was a speaker on one of the summits that I was in, and I watched her talk about Hawthorne. Her whole life is all about Hawthorne. I can't remember her name. Um but she totally connected with hawthorn bushes or trees, like,
They're
and I
super.
never would have imagined because I always have hawthorns are very much around. They were in our yard on the acreage and um didn't really particularly like them because they had thorns on them, right? But once I heard her message, it was like, oh, seen it in a whole different light. What were you going to say, Carrie?
Um, I thought of the other thing too is I worked with a couple of Cherokee medicine women and going into the crystals and speaking with the spirit of the crystal is really amazing, as well as they give you just powerful messages about their purpose, and especially more like the clear quartz crystals and such. So that's
Yes,
a cool thing to do.
you reminded me of that too. This is my crystal that I use for healing, and we called in to the crystal and we went into the crystal and we infused our intention into it. And then I was told that we would not to cleanse this crystal, never cleanse it. Yeah. Oh, okay, Anna. Thanks for being here. Okay,
Well,
bye.
I
Bye.
would add to that because I have a mobile and maybe I'll take you guys over to visit it because it's fabulous. Um, I have one that is, see if I can, oh, there it is. There's a little, so this is one that I use, hold it in my hand and do work with. But the big one behind it, it's a healer. You can see where it's healed itself. And
Oh,
it's a cleansing crystal. Um, and then my friend Randy, we just love crystals, both of us. She has the sister to this crystal, but then she got this giant crystal that's probably 25 pounds, probably about 5 times bigger than this one. And I take both of my big crystals over to recharge every once in a while, just because it's nice to, not that you can't cleanse it, but you can, they like a little gift of energy from their sisters. So anyway,
yeah,
I'm
yeah. That's perfect. I love it. Okay. Um, so anytime you find information about crystals or plants, plunk it in the Facebook page for us, add it in there through this month because I'm not the expert on it for sure. And I know that through all of us just gathering our insights together, if you have any dreams, beautiful. Yeah,
I
that
want
would
to
be.
add that our friend of mine, the friend that I spent the weekend with, Nancy Zick from CCFC, who many of us probably know too, she wrote a book on this called Connecting with Nature, and
Did
it's all
she?
about the plant essences and meditations for plants and
Oh, I'm gonna have to get it.
essential oils, and it's fascinating. It really is. It's really a fascinating book. And she did some meditations with us on some plant essences when we were there for the weekend, on laurel leaf and on blue tansy, I think it was. And she and it was really fascinating. It really was. Like, she would get led to share a specific oil, and then she'll tell us about the oil. It's cool. So yeah, she's got meditations recorded and everything for it. So
Okay, I'm gonna reach out to her too because she's been really connecting to me lately in my
mhm,
spaces. So yeah,
yeah.
what was
perfect.
the name of the book?
Connecting with nature. And
Nature.
the funny thing is, I have two of them. So if somebody wants one, I can share one. Because I put one in my Amazon, book, you know, list to buy it, and then purchased it. But then my husband saw that it was in there, and then he purchased one too. So now I have two of them. So if somebody wants me to mail them one, just contact me and I'll mail it to you.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Okay. So, um, all right. So that, and also I think in the module it says we're like for our painting, like we're gonna paint like whatever came to you in this meditation. Was it, an insect, a bee, a flower, whatever connected to you? That's what we're painting, because that's wrong. It said we're gathering and working on our unfinished pieces. That was last month. Sorry. So this time it's going to be, what is resonating with you? Hummingbird, dragonfly, like actually I painted dragonfly on the last group. Or the last session we had. Insects, flowers, like what type of flower? Yeah, because
One of the classes that I'm teaching Thursday, I think I have 17 people that have signed up for it, but it's a field of flowers.
oh
And so this meditation was so perfect.
oh good. So good. Oh, thank you, Lori, for putting that. That's awesome. 17 people. Yay. This is great. It's growing. Yeah.
It is. Every time I post a class, it usually signs up fills up within a couple days. It's just been amazing.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm so happy for you. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on some of Osho had sent me an email and we were talking about the fears of the unknown, the fears of being judged, the fears of rejection, the fears, and all of that is part of this work of getting stronger on the inside, trusting our guidance, trusting the information that we're receiving and moving forward with it, knowing that we have this strong vision that we can create in the world around us. We are here for a purpose at this time, and people are confused and scared. And if we are looking outward at what everybody else is thinking or doing, we're not going to be gaining our strength that way. These fears, they never go away. So you're human being, they're human fears. It's all part of being a human, and it's all okay to have the fears of, well, how do I do this? What if I fail? What if somebody rejects me? What if someone in my family gets really upset with me because their beliefs are different? Now I have a friend who is a emerging artist, and she actually was raised in a cult. And although she's not in the cult and recognizes how that was not so good for her, she has raised 6 kids very strongly in the Christian beliefs. But now she's questioning everything, and she's feeling herself drawn into different spiritual practices, and the moon energy is really strong for her. And she's really scared because her kids are going like, Mom, don't you believe in God anymore? And she's like, well, yes, I do. But so she's really scared to go forth and create what's coming through her because she's worried about what her family will think. And she does, but if she can keep moving forward until she feels stronger inside in what she's exploring, right? If she can keep moving forward in some way, whether it's in an art journal that she creates in that no one else sees, that she doesn't want to block it. You don't want to block it. You want to keep moving forward, keep exploring, be curious, right? Keep going. And what she's going to do is she's going to show her kids that it's okay. It's okay. We can do this. And it's still all part of our belief. It's all part of, the one, whatever you believe. So um, keep strengthening yourself from the inside until you're ready to stand strong and share it. What's also, ask yourself, what's the forgiveness that's needed here? If you have big fears of judgment, of rejection, of abandonment, there's some forgiveness work to do. And so where do you need to forgive yourself in all of that? Or perhaps someone else, but begin with you, because most forgiveness begins with you anyways. Forgiving yourself for lingering in that fear, forgiving yourself for being influenced by someone else for so long, forgiving yourself for not seeing the truth. That's all there. So forgiveness work is powerful. Also ask yourself, well, what's the worst that will happen? I remember the first time a friend said that to me, I was stuck in this spot, and it had to do with parenting, and I'm like, oh, but my daughter's going to be so upset. And my friend said to me, well, what's the worst thing that'll happen? So she gets upset. You'll live, right? You'll work through it. And it was like, oh yeah, sometimes we don't, even when we're in those situations, we don't stop and ask ourselves the simple question, well, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? And sometimes those are very real fears, right? Of the worst thing that could happen. So have compassion for yourself, but keep going. Yes, Carrie, I see. Go.
The other thing to balance that, what's the worst thing that could happen, is to balance with what the best thing that could happen.
Yeah.
And if you, a friend of mine told me that if you can live with both ends of that spectrum, then go do it. You know,
I love that. Thank you. Yes. It's the best thing that can happen. Is that you could be a leader and you could show people the way. And it is hard and scary because there's not as many people doing this yet. You are a leader. You're here to lead in whatever capacity you choose. And I believe in all of you because I believe in me. And so the people that don't believe in you don't believe in themselves. But when you believe in yourself so strongly, it's very easy for you to look around and believe that everyone else can do whatever they desire because you've strengthened that. And so it takes courage to keep walking this path and dig in and do all the work. But the work is so powerful. It is so important. And yeah, we're showing other people that it's okay. We can walk forward. We can be brave. We can be courageous, and we can spread this freedom. And there's a lot of fears around religions, spiritualities, different beliefs. But get strong in yourself and keep gaining the evidence from your own experience of what is the power and where. I mean, it's all love. It's all love. So anybody have any comments or questions on that?
Yeah, I think one thing just came to me. You shared like what's the worst thing that can happen, and then Carrie shared what's the best thing that can happen. I would also add like how will I love myself in both these two situations? You know,
Yeah.
and or maybe how will I love myself in spite of these two situations? How
Oh,
will I be held in these two situations? Yeah.
yes. Yes. And that's that forgiveness piece too, because when we forgive ourselves, we love ourselves more. We're just loving and accepting ourselves more and more. Beautiful. Thank you. We actually are here again tomorrow, so we should probably stop and we can reconnect tomorrow again with any thoughts. I will send out the module. It is the Soulful oh no, there's no module. Sorry, I'm confused where we're at. The Soulfully Magnetic Entrepreneur, but it's your multi-dimensional self. So we are looking at that, the energy part of us, the energetic part. All right. I love you guys. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. I'll send this recording out for you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.